Aussie Bonsai Bloke here. Hey, go! Go! Today we're going to be going out on a night tour. We're going to do a night tour of my bonsais and have a look around in the bonsais at night, because I think, you know, I normally do it during the day, and this time I thought it'd be pretty cool to do it at night with the, you know, with a light, and just give you a bit of a different perspective on things, and it should be fun. So here's to it. Cheers. Okay, so what I plan on doing is I'm going to go through pretty much every tree, give you a really good rundown. If there's trees you don't like, just skip them a bit, whatever. Maybe go through the tree. I won't go too detailed, but I'll probably tell you, you know, where the tree come from and how many years that I've had it in development. Something like that. Anyway, let's get into it, and it'll be what it'll be. However detailed I get, who knows? This could be a 10-minute video, could be bloody, you know, hour and a half. Depends how carried away I get. I'm outside with a little bit of wind. There's a little bit of wind out here, but I do have the windsock on the mic, so we'll see how that goes. Let me know if there's any problems, but it should hopefully be alright. Got the cat meowing at my feet here. So I've got a headlamp on me head here, and apart from that, I'm just gonna film away. So, alright, we'll start with the olive here. This olive here, we trimmed back a while ago. I got it about 8 years ago. See that? Nice, really looks really good at night, doesn't it, with all that light shining on it. Got it 8 years ago from the Adelaide Bonsai Show just as a stump, pure stump, no branching at all. And in the 8 years I've developed all that branching you see is in 8 years. Before that it was just a pure stump. Okay, so here we have the Juniper banana. You can see this one here's got the brown tips on. You know how I was trying to tell you how not to get the brown tips? This one here was overgrown. I was in a rush and I just hedged it. And you can see I got the brown tips all over it. There's brown tips everywhere. There's new shoots growing. Okay, so it's not going to die, but it does look pretty ugly. So that's why you don't just hedge it. Anyway, it's a pretty cool tree, you know. Not too bad. It's actually pretty hard. I've got to not only move the camera, but then try and move the light into certain spots that I want the light with my head. I've got two things to move at once there, so anyway, that's that. Behind there is just a bit of a tube stock, which I'll put into a bigger pot. It's a leptospermum, yeah, leptospermum. It's a coral candy. So maybe one day that'll become a tree. This one here I got maybe 6 years ago. Same thing as a stump. I gave it a drastic cut back here and pretty much just grew the top from there. Got side branching, the other branching there. So that's that one. I'm really happy with how it's going. A lot of branching in there now. Pretty cool. Okay, so this is the red Japanese red pine. It's going okay. Not too bad. Here we got the forest. Oh, by the way, I think that red pine, maybe 4 or 5 years from seedling. I did have it in a bigger pot originally, but it's still in a big pot now. So, you know, a lot of room to grow. Here we've got the forest that I made. There's a sprinkler in the front. That doesn't look too attractive, does it? Really does take away from it. What are you doing there, Sam? Should get my sprinklers out of here. Certainly gets rid of the make-believe scale. You know, you think that that's a big old forest, and then you see this tiny little sprinkler with a few zip ties. Not too good, but anyway. So that's that. Still going okay. Nothing's died back yet, but I'm sure something will. Move on to the next one. I don't know what this is. I still haven't worked out what this is. I think it's some sort of a daisy bush, flowering bush. I'm not sure. If anyone can let me know, go for it. Otherwise I've got no idea. It's down this beautiful bark. With all this sort of hollow trunk that goes up into that. So I'm not sure, you know, I dug it probably 4 years ago from the neighbour. She didn't want it anymore. Olive. This is an olive that I carved out. This olive seems to have extremely small leaves. Just naturally really small leaves. Just doesn't seem to get bigger leaves on it. So that's pretty cool. Little live vein up the back here. But yeah, that should be something good in future. Here's me pomegranate. I think I did the last video on this in the Australia Day video. And you can see it's got some pomegranates on it, so that's pretty cool. And the trunk's starting to look pretty cool. A little bit of dead wood in there. One's cool. Here we got an olive. Just an olive. This is actually the back of the tree, so I'm not going to spin it around for you, but it's got action. I'll try to get to the other side actually. It's got a really nice trunk. I don't know whether I can get in there. I'll show you. Really nice trunk in there. But anyway, that's the front of the tree there. Oh, while I'm here, I'll show you this one. This is the other juniper banana I got, one of the other ones. You can see this one here is the one that I actually did cut properly. You can see how much greener it is than the other one where I didn't cut it properly. You can see all the green in here is way better, you know. A lot more green, less dead stuff looking at you. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Get fairly good perspective at night, you know, looking at these trees, pretty cool. Looking up into the tree, really cool. Just thought it'd be something more interesting to look at night rather than in the day. Okay, I don't know if I'm spending too long in each tree. I presume I am. That's me, you know, I get carried away. So this is a Chinese elm I did some work on. Just to show you. Trunk, canopy. You can imagine that being a massive tree, can't you? Look at that. playing around here. Oh, really bit me, I reckon. Crazy. They're crazy, just like all animals. Yeah, so that Chinese elm, that was the one that I've grown in the ground, and I believe it's about 7 years old from seed, or cutting. That one there, I'm sorry I didn't put a background on that. That one there I got from the bonsai show, I believe from a deceased estate, and I bought it probably 4 or 5 years ago. And apparently he had it for a good 15-20 years before that, maybe even more, so it could be a 20-year-old bonsai. This one here is my clump olive style. This is the one that I dug from the side of the road with a screwdriver probably 4 to 6 years ago. I could work it out if I really had to, but I'm going to say 4 to 6 years. It's pretty cool. So that's that olive, plump olive. It's quite big. Yeah, really big one. Okay, here we come around the corner here. We got me red gum. This red gum I collected from work. I used to use a slasher and just slash over it probably at about that height. You know, once every few months. And I collected it. This is probably 7 years ago I collected it. And since then I've just sort of grown it out, developed it, and got some ramification. I've cut it back pretty hard now where there's no leaves, but you'll be able to see there is some new leaves coming. Okay, you can see some new leaves in there coming. They're on their way. And then next to that, there's the nana that I did the video on, the small tree, and the Chinese elm, the little baby one. They look pretty cool at night. Silver birch that I planted in the ground. Needs some work. I think I planted it 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, this one here is a Crepe Myrtle. One of my favourite ones. This Crepe Myrtle I've been growing for about 5 years, roughly. Let's get some really fine twigging now, which is really cool. So that's the Crepe Myrtle. This one here I collected out the ground only last year. Might have been in that Aussie Bonsai video I did. And that's the growth that's put on that straight growth. So I'm going to get to working on that this year. Anyway, the hawthorn. This hawthorn's pretty cool. I reckon I bought that about 6 years ago at the bonsai show in Adelaide. I don't know, $30 odd. It was only a trunk. I've developed all this branching, done all this branching around the place to get some really beautiful flowers on it now. Flowers really nicely now. So that's that. We'll just look up into the canopy there. Just beautiful. Okay, then I got this apple tree, which didn't really grow much this year. I did get a couple of apples off it. I've got to give it a hard cut back and hope that it grows a bit, but at the moment, you know, I'm not too interested in this tree at all, so if anyone out there wants to buy it off me, go for it. Anyway, it's alive, it's growing. I'm just not that keen on it, that's all. Okay, so this is the devil's plum. See in the back is all that carving. Devil's plum. And I cut it back. This one here I cut back 3 times this summer. I've grown it in the ground. I think I grew it in the ground for 4 years, and then I pulled it out of the ground. It's been maybe 2 or 3 years since, 2 years I think. And I've cut it back twice this year, so this is actually the third growth for the year. Now it's gone dormant, so now I've got to cut it back, wire it again. The daughter's ficus, she's got a little ficus there. This is daughter's ficus. Another crepe myrtle that I've got to do some work on. Could be a nice little tree. You can sort of see it looks a bit like a tree, so if I cut it back and work on it, it'll look pretty cool. This is another ficus. This one here's got a weird shape to it, so who knows what's going to happen with that one. I might sell that one too. This one here's another crepe myrtle. It's got a really big base. Hopefully it'll get some good shape in time. Okay, now we got the silver birch. It's a big old silver birch that I grew in the ground for 5 years. Now it's in a pot. Done some work on it. It's got a lot of growth on it. I've got to cut it back hard. But it's grown really healthy, you know. Silver birch. We're actually on the back of the tree. I will give you a spin of the front of this tree because it's pretty cool. Okay. So that's the front of the tree. Silver birch. So I'm going to do some more work on that one this year and really try and get it looking good soon, I hope. So that's that one. Okay, now we're going to have a bit of a quick run through the rest of these because pretty poor. These are just my replants for the trees that I've got out in the paddock, the full-size trees. Okay, so they're just the replants, nearly gone. Here we got the one I did all that carving on a while ago. Massive carve video I did. Okay, it's looking really good. All the branches still healthy, still growing. So it looks like we're not going to get any dieback. It's really hollow right through all of here. It's really hollow. So that's pretty cool. That one I collected 3 years ago out of the ground. Here I've got some honey myrtles which I planted really close together, and my idea is one day I hope to make it like a forest, and you can sort of imagine being inside of all there, camping underneath and having a bit of a play or whatever, setting up your tent in there. But anyway, so that's going to be me forest of honey myrtle. Here's the Sleepy Hollow olive that I did. See, this side of the branching all died back pretty hard. Okay, so I had to do some redesigning of this one now as soon as that all died back. I think I just carved it too hard in here, cut off the live vein, and it all died back. But the other side of the tree is still alive, so I should be okay. This is the other olive that I've got to do a big carve video on. Just raw stock, big stump which I collected 3 years ago with all those other stumps. A radiator pine which I cut back, I only got a year ago and I cut back hard. It's pretty much a piece of crap, but we'll see how it goes. This is a prunus. Okay, you can see that. This is a blue atlas cedar. Did some work, gonna keep a little vein, a little live bit there. Bloke at the bonsai club did that, called Rodney. If you're out there, Rodney, cheers mate. So he did a literati for me. Yeah, I'll let it fill out and see what happens with that one. Okay, so this one's just another prunus. I can't remember when I collected that or what I did with it. Pretty sure I just grew them in the garden 3 or 4 years ago. Okay, so this is an olive. I collected this one years ago with my daughter when she was 3, so it must be 6 years. 6 years ago I collected this one. Did some carving straight through the middle of the trunk. I put this little pot in the side. I put this pot in the side of this one just while it was a little tube stock, only about this tall. And what's happened is it's rooted into the main pot of this other olive, and now it's really stuck and quite big. So we'll see what we can do with that one later on. I'll keep moving. Another radiata. Same thing, radiata pine I got from the same bloke that made that literati. It's really healthy, this one. Really healthy. Green, lush, look at that. Just beautiful, but gonna do some work on it soon. Smells quite nice, like a Christmas tree. Here's this is a peppercorn tree that I dug up from the neighbour's house probably 7 years ago, I would say. We're gonna do some work and cut it back. The trunk in it's quite nice, you know. There's a trunk in here which is hollow. Goes a long way back there, all hollow. All the way up. With some live veins around the sides. So that's me peppercorn. There's a bay laurel or something like that, this tree. It hasn't been that healthy here this year, so we'll skip that one. Peach tree. This is a big peach. This is a fruiting peach. Some dead wood in there. And some live veins. I'll do some work on that one soon. I'll do a video on that one soon. This is a pomegranate. I've worked on this one very recently, only a week ago. Laid out all the branching. This one here is an air layered kumquat tree. It was air layered a few years ago. So we're going to see how that one goes. Hopefully soon I'll be able to start styling it, but it hasn't shown massive signs of growth yet, so I'm going to leave it for a bit longer. This here is a massive wisteria base. Hollow through the back there, down here. It's all hollow through. And if I spin around, that used to be a massive trunk all the way through there, and it was completely filled up. But then what happened is the white ants got in there, and I've eaten it out. And you can see right through the back there. So that's a wisteria. Still alive on this part of it. This part of it's still alive. So I'm not sure what I'll do with that one, but anyway. Recently collected peppercorn tree. One's a bougainvillea, but most have died off, so all this trunk and wood that you see is irrelevant. It's just useless. Just bits and bobs here, nothing serious. This one here, I'll just get some weeds out of the way. One here's Australian native oak. Okay. Getting bigger. Trunk down there, but still reasonably useless. This one's an ash tree that I've carved out. I let the water sit in there to rot it out a bit. See how that one goes in the future. Just got some Australian natives in pots. I'll hopefully try and thicken them up, get them bigger. I'm going to get into the Australian natives hopefully soon. This one's a prunus. this is a stock area too, by the way. This is a gooseberry mallee. I'm hoping that the gooseberry mallee, it has really small leaves, so I'm hoping in time I can develop some gooseberry mallees to look really cool. You know, utilise the native eucalypts. Because generally, the only natives in Australia that get used to these things, the melaleucas. Here's a melaleuca that's been put in water with gravel, just gravel, and no soil in here at all. It's been here all summer. Started off with no shoots, grew really well. I had about 10 shoots from around here. I cut it back hard. Now it's got the side shoot and then the main leader. But it's been really healthy. It's really strange, but it's just grown in gravel and water. I think some Manchurian pears back there. What else we got? An apricot. This is just a normal old apricot, fruiting apricot. We'll do some work on that one. Here we've got a swamp cypress. Try and get a bit of a look at that one. Okay. So I got that one a few years ago and it's fattened up a lot, but still a long way to go on that one. Not sure what I'll do with that one. And here's some baby swamp cypress over here. Another Australian native. Now I'll head over to a new spot. Okay. So here we have blue atlas cedar. Okay, it's way overgrown. Got this one only a week ago. You can see it moving around. It's pretty windy here, so I really hope that it's not interfering with the sound. But you can see, you know, like it's got a lot of potential, that one. It's going to make an elegant type tree. Okay. Here's another olive that I worked on. This is the front of the tree over here. Prunus that I collected. This one was in the collecting video, the Crepe Bonsai probably. You know, it's got shoots on it, it's growing. I'll probably have to put it in a bigger pot this year. Okay, Chinese elm here. See the growth that's put on. So I'll have to do some work on that. Crepe Myrtle there. This here is basically just mango trees and all sorts of crap. Here is a lemon tree that I collected. I did a video, I think on my Crepe Bonsai, I might have did that one as well. It's a lemon tree. It's growing but it's struggling. Also here's a stump that I collected. It's got some nice new shoots on it, so that stump should be okay as well. That was collected nearly a year ago now, not quite, but nearly a year ago. Just come around the corner here. Okay, so dog's taking a leap here. Let's see if we can get some action there. Yes, got some action. This is the olive that I did a video on not long ago. Set at night, it's pretty cool at night. That's pretty cool. And an olive, sheep-eaten olive. I did a video on this one, sheep-eaten olive. It's pretty cool. A lot of growth on one side, not so much on the other. An ash tree. This one here's an ash tree. Goes up to the top there. Really fat base on it. Bit of a snaky sort of a trunk there. Growth on the side there. I did an air layer here. Okay, so I went through the back here with the air layer, come out the front here. It's a lot thinner on the back than the front, which tells me that the air layer, why am I saying air layer? The thread graft, sorry. The thread graft has probably worked because it's a lot thinner on the back than the front. All I did was drill a hole and put it through and wire it in place, but it seems okay. I'm going to leave it for another year anyway because, you know, there's no rush. If you leave it for another year, it's not going to hurt anything. Just an olive. Another olive. I don't even know where I got that olive from, but anyway. This is one of my first bonsai, this ash tree. In fact, I believe it was my first bonsai, this ash tree. Got this one almost 10 years ago. It still needs a lot of work, you know, like, I might call it my first bonsai, but it's definitely not my best. Just because it's your first doesn't mean it's your best. Okay, here we go. We've got this bottle brush that I did the work on, and you can see still got its fairly, pretty much looks the same as when I styled it. It does have some extra little shoots starting up now all over the place. Some new buds around the place. Now the wind's blowing the branches here, so I hope it doesn't affect it too much. This is me Chinese elm that I did overhanging the little pond, which I got back here. This is a Turkish oak. Sorry, cat. Cat just walked under my feet. Poor thing. I think I kicked it. Okay, so that's a Turkish oak. Very hard to have a good look at that, but there's some really good bark on it. And it could make a really good tree one day, but let's just hope that it, you know, keeps growing and I can get into it. This is an olive, pretty much growing on the side of a stump. It's still the original live bone growing up that stump, so that's pretty cool. It's not a fake graft or anything like that. And here we have that, what do you call it? Quince, which I got from my parents' place about 5 years ago. It came off of a root sucker from a 50-year-old tree. Chinese elm. Now this one here doesn't need much explanation. I bought it a few years ago and I've worked on it, improved it, put it in a new pot. You see me put it in a new pot. So that's pretty cool. We'll just have a good look up the tree at night here. It's pretty cool looking up it at night. You can almost imagine it being a full-size tree. Pretty cool. Crepe Myrtle. Got this stump, maybe 6 weeks ago. Pretty excited about this one. Beautiful big stump on it. Crepe Myrtle. So we'll see how we can go with that one, see what we can do with it. The mulberry, which I collected from my parents' 50-year-old mulberry. Done some videos on that one. It survived the summer, but I didn't like it, so next year I've got to look after it more and see what I can do. Here's the almond tree. Did a video on that one not long ago. At the moment I've put some tape around it and some bearing grease, because Because what that does is it stops the earwigs coming up, and then the earwigs will eat the flower buds out, and then it won't flower. See if I can show you some of these buds starting to really swell up now. I hope you can see that. They're really starting to swell up. So it won't be long. This is the Jack Maple. It's in full autumn colours. It's fairly late in the autumn colours because I cut it back fairly late, so it reshot, regrew. It's got a good root base. I'm thinking about doing a root layer, a root graft on that one this year. Okay, and then I'll come around to the other side in a second. Okay, so here's another old olive that I got. It's got some really nice old bark on it. Nice old olive. We'll do some work on that one soon. It's grown really healthy this year. I purposely let this one grow all year because in the past it's been quite weak, so I thought I'd just let it grow really strong this year and just see what happens. So I've carved it out in the past, and anyway, let it grow this year. It's been quite strong. Another olive there. It's quite an unusual, strange looking thing. It's got like a big bowl at the bottom and goes up into the canopy at the top. It might be another one I'm looking at selling if anyone's willing to buy it. Still a cool tree. I still like it, but can I see it in my final collection? Probably not. So if you want to buy that, go for it. Here's a lemon tree. This one here you can't see now, but it's got a really nice root base on it. But to be honest, the lemon trees don't do too well here, so if anyone wants to buy that, go for that as well. It's a lemon tree. Trying to make it healthy, but I struggle with them actually here. It gets too hot in summer and yeah, it just gets too hot. There's an olive tree. Grew that one over the last 5 or 6 years. Just have a look up there in the canopy. Pretty cool. Beautiful old olive. You can see it carries that really old looking growth almost out into the branching, which is so cool. Just shows the age, you know. Like that one. We're looking at the back of the tree here, but the front of the tree looks even better. This is the forest hawthorn. Forest hawthorn, still looking pretty good. Everything's still alive. We're going to do some serious work on that one soon, aren't we? Not you, boy. Don't you do some serious work on that? Like, what you doing? Yes, that's right, eh? Okay, so here we got another, let me think, bottle brush. But this is a bigger bottle brush. This is the one that I cut originally with circular saw. It's had some carving work done. And I've got to do some shaping and some whatever of all of this. Do some shaping of that, but that should be pretty cool in the end. An olive that I got to work on. Got it from my brother's house 4 or 5 years ago. It's actually a really cool tree, but you can't see much of it because I do some serious work on it. Another olive, that one's pretty crappy. Another crappier olive. And then we've just got some mulberry trees here. Some avocados around the place that I grew from seed. More avocados down here. hawthorn, apricot, azalea, and up the back got a taxu, and also some sorry, Jap maples in the middle there. That's about it. So no worries. I'll just take you to a better view of the yard. And I'll see you later. No worries. Cheers for watching. Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers. Okay, no worries. Cheers for watching. Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please like, share, subscribe, check out Instagram, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.